And I just loved it and thought, like how could I create my own NFT?
What's going on, guys? Kieran Headley here from That NFT Podcast. I am here with another Kiwi brother, Anthony Baxter, over here, and he's running an amazing NFT project that I'm very excited to introduce to you guys. And I am personally, and this is, by the way, without me now knowing you, and also without it being a recommendation as well in a group that I'm a part of, just based on the AMA that I've listened to, which, by the way, guys, is basically just sort of a rundown and open share of what the project is, and you tune in and you just learn a lot about the project, get a good idea if it's a good project or not. Just based on that 30-minute chat, I am absolutely going to be a long-term holder myself. And that's, again, nothing to do with the fact that I'm interviewing you, nothing to do with any of that. I'm just simply sharing authentically for my audience because I like to be authentic with my audience in terms of, what I do. So with that being said, I'd love to throw the mic over to Anthony. If you can introduce yourself a little bit. Firstly, just a bit about you, of course, because, of course, people can get to know you, the person behind it. But also as well, a little bit about your business background as well, because you're right now juggling 5 things, and we were literally just joking about balance, right? You're not maybe balancing things in terms of the way people would perceive as balance, but you've got your own balancing act with 5 different projects going on, right?
It's crazy right now. But thanks, man. A great intro, by the way. I'd never had an intro that good, so thank you.
Oh, awesome.
Appreciate it. But I'll say, my name's Anthony. I love business, so I am doing many things all the time, and that's the way I love to operate, to be fair. So full-time job as a CEO at Firefly, which is my digital marketing agency. And that keeps me super busy. We work with businesses across New Zealand, Australia, a few in America as well. Google, SEO, social, that sort of stuff. Got a nootropics company, so that helps me stay alert and helps our customers stay alert and focused and so on and so forth. So really helps with balance, as well. And, that's a direct to consumer brand. We're setting up a 3PL as well. So, just through our business, we found a need to create something that had a personal touch where we could, create like unboxing experiences and put like handwritten cards in your orders that are sent to customers and do that for other businesses. So we're like, well, why don't we try and do this ourselves? And here we are. We're setting up a factory in Hamilton. I have a NFT framing business, so we ship framed NFTs to people's door because as I was investing in NFTs over the last 6 or 7 months, I loved my NFTs so much that I wanted to see them on the wall. And I was like, okay, well, who's doing that? And I couldn't find anyone, and I didn't really want to go for a walk down to the road and go speak to a printer and try and figure that out. I just wanted to buy it online. So, me and a mate, we set that up as well. And what
was your first NFT you framed?
My first NFT framed, so my friend got me my Subduck framed, actually, which is pretty cool.
Right, okay, cool. Yeah.
Awesome. And in my office, I've got my Gauntlet, a Cyberkong, I've got a Subduck and a bunch of others.
Yeah.
But they're pretty.
By the way, guys, that's
cool.
huge. If you know anything about Cyberkongs, this guy is in there. You've done well, mate. Yeah.
I'm not like a whale in there. I don't have a Genesis yet, but I've got like 8 Cyberkongs right now, which is pretty cool. I love them.
That's cool.
It's a great community, good alpha. So it's been a pretty cool journey. And 4 months ago when I was trading and investing, it was interesting sort of like hearing from these founders and projects and trying to sort of see what they were doing. And I was just super intrigued. It was like a mixture of marketing and development and creativity and storytelling. And I just loved it and thought, how could I create my own NFT? And I was marinating on that for a couple of months, and I went down that typical rabbit hole of like, oh, what if I do like a CryptoPunk derivative? Or what if we do like a wolf or something like that? I haven't seen the alpha wolves yet, so I reserved alpha wolves.
Okay.
But to be fair, like I was speaking to my fiance Ashley, and I was like, look, I just can't do another profile picture that's similar to everyone else's, because what would actually be different? I think it could be super cool, but it won't be different and unique. So I threw it over to her and I said, like, what could we do? Like, let's create our own NFT project. And straight away she was like, let's do sock puppets. I was like, what? What do you mean?
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was weird.
What? That is amazing. Wow. I love that just came out of her mouth like as like the instant choice
it
of all things it could have been.
Random.
Yeah.
So she started drawing the next day, and I'm not going to lie, I was like, okay, this is very different. This is not what I was thinking. She did a few variations, and we started chatting about the idea, and she said, we were talking about how I keep losing my socks every week, and it was just like, actually, this is genius. Like, this is great. Like, everyone loses their socks, right? Like, and these are super fun and happy. And the third variation I think she drew was like, it looked amazing. Like compared to the first one, I was like, no, this is it. Like, I love this. Like, let's do this. This is cool. And yeah, that's so really it. And then fast forward to now, and we're almost ready to launch in mint on the weekend. So
yes. Yeah. So plan is to get this episode out Friday, which would be the day before.
Legend.
So yeah. So that'll be perfect because you said Saturday, right? Is released
Saturday. Yeah. So it's a bit early for us. Sunday New Zealand time, 3 a.m. But the whitelist is going to go for the whole day. So in New Zealand and Australia, we don't get up at 3 a.m. if you don't have to. If you're sleeping.
Yeah.
And then
man, it depends how addicted you are to this NFT game, right? Because man, some people be like, oh, release at 2 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. That was me. I was getting up for like the 7s at 4 a.m. and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
It's fun.
So I'd love
it's
to
actually like,
yeah, man, it actually is, like we said earlier, right? It's like a game, right? But what I'd love to do is delve into a little bit of the nitty gritties around what Lost Socks is, because not only do I want to share more about what this project is for the benefit of people who are looking at potentially investing in a project like this, but also so that people can get a general understanding of what looks like a good project and what the features are of this project, so that they can understand these types of features, why projects do things like this, so that they can also apply that with other investments that they might go into as well. So I'd love to invite you to share a bit more about what features Lost Socks have and why people would choose that as an investment.
Yeah, sounds good. When we were building Lost Socks, we wanted to create something that had utility. We wanted something that had a IRL, in real life aspect to it as well, so that we could build a brand, so that we could further accelerate the growth of Lost Socks. We wanted something that was fun and collectible as well. So we thought about the supply, and we thought about the design and the traits, and we, created more traits than your typical 5,000 supply. So that would have layers, right? So with Lost Socks, you get, the collectible rarity side. But then from the Cyberkongs background that I'm in, I really appreciated the utility that they created with bananas and breeding and gamification and all of that sort of stuff, and also other projects that I'm involved. So we wanted to create something, that had that aspect as well. So with Lost Socks, first of all, the first collection is 5,000 Genesis, which I guess is the first collection, and there'll only ever be 5,000 of these Lost Socks, and they're the only NFTs in our collection that will generate Thread. So Thread is an ERC20 token, which will be a utility token, which is essentially like a coin, but you can use it in our ecosystem to purchase upgrades or wearables or get yourself advantages in our game that we're building. So there's quite a lot involved there. And
we'll just pause on that for a second, because that's definitely something that is always interesting for a lot of people that are new to the space, is the fact that a project like an NFT, like basically a JPEG that they have on their, on their computer, for some reason can accrue a coin that they can actually have some sort of real life and real world, not just application, but also value, which is just incredible to think that it's not just a digital factor. And that just goes to show where the space is really heading. But just for those that are listening, an episode that will come out after this episode will be also actually specifically on tokenomics. I've already recorded it, so that way you guys can go and have a nice good little listen about how that whole token process works around NFTs, so that if you're interested, you can learn more there. But yeah, please continue with all the different features of it. Yeah.
Tokenomics is a beast of a subject, so I'm looking forward to listening to that actually. But yeah, I guess like with the coin has to have value, right? It has to do something. Otherwise, you're just creating a coin for the sake of it. And for what we wanted to do, which was to head into the metaverse and create a voxel collection, which is like a 3D voxel is a square, so like a Minecraft sort of figure walking around. Cool. We wanted to move Lost Socks into the metaverse because that's where we believe the attention will be very soon. And I think we were looking at like the Sandbox and Decentraland, and then what else? You've got like Meta, they're building their stuff, but that will be like, I'm sure, VR and stuff like that. We were like, the Sandbox seems to be, ahead of the game and is attracting crazy brands like Hell's Kitchen and The Walking Dead and even Cyberkongs are there and Atari's there. Yeah. And we were like, cool, like we have to get Lost Socks into the Sandbox. Cool. How ridiculous would it be having this sock with an arm, like hopping around the Sandbox? It's crazy.
I heard you guys say on the AMA that there's a little worm move.
Correct, yeah. So it does the worm as well. We've developed that. We're doing a bit of breakdancing as well, like a head spin and stuff. So
amazing.
It's so much fun. And I just can't wait to see a Subdark, see a Bezalak, see a Cyberkong, and then have this like random Lost Sock just hop through and be like, hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, totally. So when are you expecting that sort of stuff to start to unfold, not just for Lost Socks, but also actually in the metaverse space? Because you're definitely, in my opinion, probably more connected and more integrated in the space, far more than I am. So what is your thoughts on that?
The Sandbox is interesting. They've done a few alpha seasons, like alpha passes, where you could test out the Sandbox and do a few, like, you could go to different worlds and go through levels where you could earn NFTs, but they haven't opened it up to the public yet. So no one actually knows when it's going to be opened up. In the meantime, like we can develop our world in the Sandbox, which is, buying a plot of land in the Sandbox. So we're developing on a 3x3, which is, it takes about a minute and a half to walk from one end to the other. And we can design and build on it. And then once they release it to the public, like we'll be ready for that launch. So, I don't know when the public thing is going to launch, but since they're doing like the alpha and they've done they're doing 2 seasons, the second one's coming up really soon. I'm sure it's going to be close, maybe a couple of months away. So I think it's going to be the next play, like rather than hanging out in like Discord and stuff, maybe we'll be hanging out more in like the Sandbox and chatting there. And while we're talking to people, we can go around and like earn prizes and earn NFTs and enjoy and socialize with people over there. That's what I think. Anyway,
and spend a bit of thread. Yeah,
and spend some thread and go hang out at the laundromat. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I heard you speak about the laundromat, so speak about that as well. Yeah,
the laundromat is like in real life, like a spa. Like a spa day. Like if you go to the spa, like you hang out, you relax, you might get a massage. You upgrade yourself. So the laundromat is where the socks go to, like they go get clean, but they also might upgrade themselves. They might buy a new hat. They might get a new sword or something like that. So it's our version of a store or a spa.
So it's where you can go spend thread correct and make changes, like change your name and like edit your but of course the Genesis you can't edit, but you can edit what you can mint from using thread, correct?
Correct. So you can't change the look and feel of the Genesis, but you can change the name and the description of the Genesis with thread. So that's kind of cool. You can give it like a backstory.
Very cool.
And who doesn't have like a story around their sock? Like everyone does. So I'm sure they could come up with some creative ones. But with the VX, you can actually buy NFTs with the thread. So the thread is a token.
Yes.
You can use the token to buy more NFTs. So basically, like the way I see Lost Socks is you get a Genesis, you then generate thread. You can then use the thread to mint a free VX, and then you can then use that thread to then further, get yourself involved in the ecosystem and pick up more NFTs in the future. And then the bigger vision is we're working on a small little game on the Sandbox as well. where we want to bring play to earn function in there as well, with like a leaderboard and levels and stuff like that. So that's a little while away, but that's what we're moving towards, and that's just like a really fun way to bring this all together. Like for us, it was like, how do people have more fun with lost socks? Like, of course there had to be a game. Yeah. Like it just made sense, but
totally.
Not like Axie Infinity where you're grinding like for 12 hours a day because you can make like a decent income on Axie Infinity. Not that. More like jump in, like have fun, like try and beat your high score and earn NFTs, tokens, prizes, that sort of thing.
That's cool.
By playing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, very, very cool.
I probably can't say any more than that. I probably should.
Yeah, that's okay. That's amazing. Thank you. By the way, guys, he's already shared a lot for what people would normally share. So I love that. Thank you. Also as well, do you plan on doing more than the sort of Vox collection, going forward? Or is that something that you can't share yet?
Yeah, I mean, like we want to be agile, and we'll move to where the attention is. To be fair, but at the same time, we don't want to be like trying to be everything either. Yeah, and I feel like where we're heading, we've already got like a lot of things to nail. Like if we look at it, like we have, our collection, we've got our utility, we've got the sandbox, we have that ecosystem that we have to nail to get the tokenomics right. So we'll do that. And then we have the in real life side. So like we want to have like everyone that buys an NFT, we want them to wear lost socks because like they appreciate the culture, right? And no one's got an NFT sock. So why can't we be the global NFT sock? That's so what cool. We're trying to do. Yeah. And the socks are going to be crazy, man. Like imagine thread on your socks or like just super happy socks. Not happy socks though. Lost socks.
I know you took a little bit of inspiration from happy socks, right? Like I love happy socks, 100%. So I'm actually excited to get actual lost socks. Because I don't know if we've even really properly mentioned this as sort of like a announcement on this episode right now, but that you're actually doing a physical product of socks.
Correct.
So please, talk more about how that's going to be correlated to the NFT itself. Like how is that connected?
Yeah. Like most NFT projects will like raise and then build their NFT project and then do a merch store afterwards. And we were like, no, why don't we do it at the same time at the beginning and have like just as much emphasis on that in real life brand, so we get more people into our brand, because it feeds into that whole ecosystem of lost socks and builds a brand. We're like a brand first NFT project essentially, and we've created like this crazy like super comfortable bamboo blend sock that is looks super cool. It has that happy sock vibes, but it's like way more comfortable. Sorry, happy socks if you're listening. Way more comfortable, way more breathable, way more premium, and they're lost socks, so they're cool.
I know what you mean. Like when I've worn happy socks and I've gone for like a hike with them or even a run, the wool is just it doesn't soak up the sweat very well, or it does rather, but it doesn't feel good. So if we get a little bit sweaty in the feet, or if I'm rubbing my feet a little bit, it's not comfortable. And I know what you mean. When it's a good quality sock, it makes all the difference. So I'm a big fan of that.
Well, we're sending them out to every holder of the Genesis collection.
Cool.
So so if there's say 4,000 unique owners, we're sending 4,000 lost socks packs, which will have multiple pairs of our designs to their door. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
that I love. Wow.
So I think the only other project that's done that is Adam Bomb Squad that I know of, which I'm wearing right now. So I got this T-shirt for free. Well, not for free. I bought their NFT and I got this T-shirt from them for holding their bomb. So we're going to do that with socks.
That's so cool, man. That is like literally one of my favorite things. That is so cool. Because especially people that are new in the space, they want that sense of in real life value. Like what is the value in real life? Like what do I get? And the fact that people are going to get basically first access to your socks, that's a huge thing, man. I really enjoy that. Really enjoy that. Have you contemplated the idea, which I'm sure you have, how Thread can be used in store to buy socks and that sort of thing? Because it's going to be hard to juggle with the volatility of tokenomics. You can't just be like, it's going to be 1,000 Thread or $20 or $30 in New Zealand, right? Because then, it's going to fluctuate. What's your play on that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So we've been thinking about this. We might be able to allocate like a discount to the thread, and then the thread will have to be like hedged against US dollar, and it's like a daily affair of balancing it. So
totally.
There's that, or we could say, if you hold a lost sock in your wallet, then you just get this discount to any of our products, which I love that concept because it's like, you guys are part of our family. Like, if you want to buy any of our dope gear, like, here you go. Here's like a really cool discount. But obviously with tokenomics, you want to try and like burn tokens and provide utility. So it's a work in progress, and we'll figure it out soon. It's on the list to figure out. That's for sure.
I'm sure there'll be a way to eventually, at some time in the future, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not far away, especially with the way things are moving with tokenomics, is the way that it can be tied directly to like CoinGecko or something like that, and it sort of will match the price onto the website where you'll spend exactly that much. It'll be equivalent to the USD amount for the socks. Like, I'm sure that will come, which would be pretty cool to see.
I think there's a few companies that have figured it out.
Wow.
Like I've had a look at. I can't remember the name. I feel like it's. I want to say like Uni something. Anyway, they have like a. No. It's not Uniswap, but it's it's like a merch store where you buy like physical goods, and there's a few collections that are on there, and you can use their native token to buy it. And then not only do they send you the real item, but they send you an NFT version of it as well, which you can which apparently you'll be able to like put on in the sandbox. So like if you buy, I've said this a lot, but if you buy like a CyberKong t-shirt, you get the CyberKong virtual t-shirt, and then apparently, your sandbox character would be able to put that on in the future because it's an NFT. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just haven't been able to get to it yet, and it's definitely going to be on the list. We have some good developers which are smarter than me when it comes to this stuff, so I leave this side to the team on that one. Yeah,
man. Yeah, I mean, you've already got so much to balance, like, man.
For sure, 100%.
That's awesome.
As long as I understand it, that's okay. But I just don't need to do it myself. Yeah.
No, totally. But the reason why I wanted to tie all this stuff in, including a little bit about you personally and all the businesses that you've been running and building, quite successfully, I must say, is because that does generate a strong level of trust behind the project, right? Like, I mean, what I look for specifically is always actually who are the people behind it, what have they done in real life, and how much of a business person are they? I mean, at the end of the day, if they're not a business person, at the end of the day, an NFT project is a business, and if it's 100%. Not seen as a business, then it's just not either going to be a cash grab or probably likely a flop, and that's really not what anyone wants. So yeah, that's huge, man, and that's what I definitely recommend to people listening, is to actually have a look at the people for sure behind the project.
You have to. When we were creating Lost Socks, I was thinking about it from an investor's perspective, because we talked about this earlier. I've invested in some good projects, I've invested in some really bad ones, right? And that's all a learning curve. And as long as you're up versus you're down, and the wins are greater than the losses, then you're good. You should risk balance based on that. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. But what I would say is that when I was investing in these NFT projects, if I did lose, probably the red flags were there. I was like, okay, I don't know the team. Oh, they're not doxed. Oh, okay, the roadmap's a bit ambiguous. But I'm investing in because of FOMO or whatever it might be. Totally. And sometimes they can work for you, and sometimes you can get wrecked. And when we started Lost Socks, it was like, right, let's go through the checklist of what we go through when we invest. Is the team docs? Is there utility? Do we like the art? Does it have a brand? Does it do something more than just pay the founders or the team? Is it giving back to the community? All that sort of stuff. And we were like, okay, we want to have a green box on every single one of these, not just from we want this to be successful, obviously, but we want to provide as much value to our holders. Like, it was that simple. So, if we were to nail all the areas, it would provide more value, and we can do some good things while we're doing it as well. So, yeah, that's how we got to where Lost Socks were. And I guess that going back to your previous question, it's like, we will take Lost Socks to where we need to take it, where it feels right, as long as it adds value to the holders and it doesn't distract us from our mission that we're on right now. We probably wouldn't build a full Axie Infinity game, because then we're a completely different company, right? but we do have the ability to create a game in the sandbox and have a lot of fun. And so that works for us. Yeah.
I'll just jump in and say I've had a guy on by the name Stephen Harvey, amazing guy, really great friend of mine. He's just been on maybe 2 episodes before this, and he's actually an Axie Infinity investor. So he's got like 100 teams or something. He's doing so much in that space. Wow. So for those that want to learn more about that, go and have a listen to that one. But this, as he said, is just a completely different focus point. It won't require hours and hours upon hours of focus. It won't require a whole team to go ahead and play the game. It's very, very different and much more easeful. So it's more about the fun aspect. So I love that.
I haven't played Axie. I want to give it a go just to see what it's like. But I don't know. I might not like it. But I saw it on YouTube, and it was like these 2 little things battling.
Little bubbles, like little bubble creatures. Like
Pokemon in 2000. I'm like, okay. So it shows where we're at, right? If that's like one of the biggest play-to-earn games in the space, like doing billions, oh my God, it's going to be super exciting moving forward.
That's insane, right? Yeah, especially with Illuvium coming up, right? Like, especially like the only thing about Illuvium though is it's not mobile played. Whereas like, Axie is huge in the Philippines, but they only have really mobiles to access this because they don't have the coin to access computers. So it's going to be really interesting to see where something like Illuvium goes, but then also as well how certain smaller projects that aren't, sort of mass focused on a play to earn basis as that sort of main alpha sort of focus point. Whereas something like Lost Socks, where it's more like a 5,000 piece set and you can access the game by, having a, sorry, my internet's terrible. It just sort of pauses every now and again. By having ownership in that space, it's going to be interesting to see where those games go as well, which is going to be really cool. It's an exciting time, man. Really, really exciting time. But what I'd love to do to really provide even more value to those that are listening as well is Anthony has been a big investor in the space, and he's done some really bold moves in the space. So particularly with some projects that I'd love for you to speak a little bit more about around what have been your maybe top 3 lessons in the space around some of the projects that you have invested in. Like, what are your big takeaways that you'd like to share with people?
Yeah, okay, cool. The first one that is like my golden rule, and this, please do your own research when you apply this rule. But if you have conviction on something and you have done your research, like you've gone through the team, you've gone through the roadmap, you're looking at the vitals to make sure that, everything is in the green. Mint 3. Don't mint 1.
I like that. Okay. Yes.
And the reason for that is, and I've done this before, I've minted 1, I've sold at a profit because I always recommend people should take profits. And then that NFT is ran like to 4 ETH or 5 ETH, and I've sold it like 1 ETH. I'm still happy because I've taken profits, but my strategy was incorrect because I could have staggered it and I could have maximized that investment. So if you mint 3, you can quickly flip the first one to get profit. So I'd usually flip the first one at like 2x. That's my take on it. The second one, I would flip it 3 to 4x. And the third one, I can leave long term and hold it because I want to have conviction in lots of projects just in case I'm sitting on the next Bored Ape or next, CryptoPunk, whatever it might be. So that's my like whole golden rule. I might always mint 3, like don't mint 1. If I mint 1, then I'm selling it pre-reveal because, like I don't want to have to make that hard decision. So usually pre-reveal, like if you get into a whitelist, by doing an invites or leveling, or you win a whitelist by being in an alpha community, what you can do is you have 24 hours to mint something, right? So you can look at the price on OpenSea versus the price to mint. So if the whitelist costs 0.1 ETH to mint, and then on OpenSea, say it's trading at like 0.25, you can mint that with confidence knowing that you can lock in profit straight away. Now, even better, if the whitelist allows you to mint 3, great. Now we can just roll with the first strategy, right? I can sell the first one straight away. I can lock in the profits. I can keep the other 2 for post reveal, or I could lock all the profits away and keep flipping that. But I think I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot, but I'll say one last thing.
No,
a lot of people are chasing like the legendaries, and like that's really cool.
Yes.
And like they're like the trophies, right? And if you get them, amazing. It's probably going to change your life if it's a good collection. Like some of these go for like 100 ETH, which is, $500,000, $600,000. But the chances of that is like 0.01%. So,
or even lower.
Or even lower. So it's actually usually better to just, go into a project, take your profits, go into the next project, take your profits, go into the next project, and you accumulate liquid or ETH, which you can then roll into the next project so you can have more conviction. And, if you were to look at that over the next 3 to 6 more months, you can probably make a lot more than trying to go for the legendary, putting all your eggs in one basket, not getting the legendary, being stuck, and then having to make a hard decision to sell it to get into the next thing that you want to get into. So, that's my opinion. But, with the projects I have conviction in, I have like 8 or 20 of their collection, whatever it might be, right? So, when it's the one, I also like to just keep that and have a long-term approach. So, there's like 10 things I shared there, but like there's the short-term stuff and there's the long-term stuff, and I like to balance them both at the same time if I can.
No, I really, really love that. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a little bit of that with Lost Socks, my man.
You got to keep one long term.
I know that's the intention, right? Is absolutely I want at least 1 or 2 long term for sure.
Yeah.
So I'd like to speak a little bit around whitelisting as well for Lost Socks. How can people get involved in the whitelist? And are there any potential giveaway sort of strand sort of whitelists that I can 100%. Potentially pass on to the community?
So we have 10 whitelists for you guys. So I'll let you give them out. So we are minting on Sunday, New Zealand time, 3 a.m. for the day for the whitelist. So,
24 hours, I'm assuming?
Probably 12 at this stage.
12, okay.
12 hours for the whitelist, yeah. So Sunday day, get in there. In terms of, sorry, what was the question? I've totally lost.
That's all right. The whitelist. So how can people? So for example, I'll post this on Friday along with a couple of Instagram posts as well to promote the podcast, but also as well. Straight after that, I'll post a whitelist giveaway post on Instagram that people can access for the following 24-hour period, and that will help provide ideally people toward you and toward me, which would be amazing. And also as well, I get to give away 10 whitelist spots to people, which is amazing. And then as well, people that don't get one of the giveaways, how can people go ahead and get whitelist in your project?
Yep. Jump into the Discord. So we've got giveaways happening over there. Cool. So there's a giveaways channel. There's some Laundry God riddles as well on our Twitter page, which is, it's really fun. So you've got to read the lore behind the Laundry God who looks after all the Lost Socks. And so go to the Twitter at Lost Socks World, and you can enter over there as well. And then we're giving away some spot prizes to people that are actively involved in the community as well. So like if you're on the voice chat or if you're just having a good time and you're having great banter, we're giving a few out as well. So hope to see you at our Discord. And I'm personally in there like 10 hours a day at the moment. So I'll say hi and we can vibe together. Yeah.
I love that, brother. Well, thank you so much, man, for coming on. This has been an amazing one. I've learned a lot, actually, listening to you here. I have. And awesome. I'm sure that the community or those that are listening have learned a lot as well. So, honestly, thank you so much. I'd just love to pass the mic over to you one last time and have you share a little bit just around where people can access those things. And then also as well, I'll be sure to post those links as well in the description of this episode so people can access on both YouTube but also through iTunes and Spotify. Yeah.
Amazing. So head to lostsocks.io. That's our website, which has like our Discord link in there. It has our Twitter link in there. And I'm also Doxed, so you feel free to add me on Twitter.
So what do you mean by Doxed? Because I know a lot of people won't know that.
Doxed. Got it. Yeah. Doxed is like, I'm not hiding behind a alias. I am who I am, and everyone knows that. And if you go to my Twitter, or if you go to Lost Socks, you can see that my name's Anthony Baxter, not Antics, which is my NFT name. So
that's cool.
There's a lot of projects that don't dox themselves, and I think I'm always looking for who are the people behind it and if they have a track record. So, so add me on my Twitter as well if you guys want to have a chat. That's where I talk NFT stuff I'm Anthony Baxter, I believe that is. Yeah.
Cool.
Man.
Thank you very much.
So much
do you have anything else that you want to share just before we tie up?
Honestly, this space is incredibly fast moving and a lot of fun. There's a lot of FOMO involved as well. So I just really stress that, make sure that you do your own checks, you do your own research, you have a bit of a game plan going into this, because although it's like NFTs and it's fun and it's exciting, it still is an investment if you're looking at it like that.
Yes.
And with an investment, you need an investment strategy. So, just write down a few notes of what you'll do when you go into the next NFT project that you invest in. Like, I'm going to check this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And if you do that, you're going to get better and you'll be a lot more successful. And the space is here to stay. It's going to change the world. So we want everyone that's participating to, have a good time and not be disheartened or get wrecked on their first trade or anything like that. So,
Totally.
Also listen to this guy. He's super smart as well. I have listened to a few of your podcasts. I did listen to a bit of the Axie Infinity one, by the way. Like I was listening to some of that. I haven't played the game, so I was like a little bit over my head. But I think listen to this guy and join alpha groups because the more you can learn, the better, what is it? Like, knowledge is power, I guess. So learn as much as you can.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, man. That's it.
Thank you so much, man. So good to meet you. So good to get to know you. And I can see you're a friend. This guy is, just honestly bouncing that right back. Super knowledgeable in the space. I've learned a lot, even just from, up until this point, because I've been following some of your moves as well. And I was always interested and I'll delve into them a little bit. So I learned a lot from you as well in that way. And I am just so appreciative of you guys that are tuning into this. Honestly, you guys are the reason why this is happening, why this is growing, and why we're even able to start to continue to reach more people in the space as well and have amazing people like Anthony on this show. So thank you guys as well for tuning in. So if you found this valuable, give it a good old share, nice little subscribe. Rating always goes a long way as well. If you guys have a couple of minutes to spare, that'll be amazing as well. So love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll catch you on the next one.